All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. There's Drew, Mopar Drew.
Hey.
We're at the secret shop doing some fun work on the notchback Barracuda that everybody always asks about, and then it goes away for several months and then it comes back. Playing with the engine today. Here it is. Drew said it's a 526 mega block, originally built by Muscle Motors. I think it's got about 100 passes on it. It might have a few more. I don't think so, but we're gonna do a cam swap and a degree and maybe put it back together and go racing. Drew also got the heads redone. I don't know where they went, but we can look at them.
I mean, it's as good as it's going to. I'm sure.
So he wants to flip her over and do new gaskets. And check out what's in the oil pan while we're here. This was purchased as a assembled short block in 2014, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this pan was on here from them, and we're unsealing it now to see what's inside. It's a brutal process, but we're not bending anything. And look at, I think Muscle Motors gave us enough clearance on our windage tray. It's almost touching, but it's not. That's oil between there. I just blew it out. You can see some daylight, but wowie kazowie. There's a little bit of stuff in the pickup tube. Might be old RTV or something. The panel sealed. Flip back over with a couple of custom cam handles on here. Excuse me. There's nothing wrong with this cam. We're just going a little bit bigger and a little bit better so I can put the new specs in here if you'd like to see them. And get the new one stuck in and start the degreeing process. Had to come back around to the bottom side. And I'm a little leery about this pickup tube, and Drew is even more so than I am. So we want a 1/2-inch pickup tube at least, and that's what we think we had or was supposed to be. But with further examination, to me it looks just like the 3/8 pickup tube. There you go. That I put in the 440 for Nick's dyno engine, and they screwed it in and just TIG welded where it goes into that fitting. So he's going to take that flange off. We're going to examine it out of the block. We don't really like that. So let me just say, this is not a smear video on Muscle Motors or anybody that's ever worked there. So don't put that in my comments that I'm talking trash about them. I'm just showing you what's inside of this engine that we've never seen before. It was bought as an assembled short block back before 2015. I know that. So 2012 to 15, somewhere in there, before they went out of business. And assembled short block, we put the 440-1 heads on it. The timing cover, everything was on it. So basically put your top end on and go. And that's what my dad did in the notchback Barracuda here. So there it is. Anyway, what's kind of thrown us for a loop today, one is the cam bearings. We were going to do a simple cam swap. We can't do the cam swap. The cam bearings are too bad. And it's mostly the front one. The other four, they really have a lot of, I don't know, kind of deep bedding in them or something where the cams ran on it and maybe high spring pressure did it. I don't know. I talked to Rick Seaman about it, and we're going to get better ones coming. Some Durabond. I think they're PDPs. So we'll get those ordered, swapped out. That's an easy thing. The pickup tube is kind of the ugly deal here. Let me show you that. So we're going to try to go for max effort in this. My dad ran this good old, just a plain old high volume pump. And this was supposed to be a 1/2-inch pickup tube. He was thinking that was fine. had that remote, the kind of cheesy oil pump relocation, I mean oil filter relocation on it. So that would be less flowing than a lot of things, but that'll probably take some kind of plate. Rick said this is the same as like a world block, and he has the correct fittings for it. Ignored some of the stuff that's in there. That'll get cleaned out, but clearly what they did, that's just an old 3/8 pickup tube that they screwed into the adapter and then TIG welded on. So no matter how big the tube is out here, it reduces on down. Let me see if I can get you. There you go. It reduces on down in there to a 3/8. And then it also makes kind of a strange curve there that looks a little restrictive, but I mean, at least it's sucking. No, it would be restrictive because it would be pulling and hitting that little lip and rolling over. So that's no good. Discussing with Rick, Drew wants to go true, real deal dual line system with a new pan and go big and treat the engine, you know, for, you know, a max effort deal. Maybe it can make 800 horse. I don't know. It's got the great cross mains. It's a very beefy block. All that looks good. If y'all need a number on it, here's some of their part numbers. And y'all can see, you might know AV. That might be the guy who built this thing. You know, he put his initials in it, or AP or whatever. The cam bearings were kind of funky. This front one was really bad. So there it is. And I can zoom in on that. To me, it looks like almost like the gear of the cam that interlocks with the intermediate shaft kind of scraped in and out of there, going in and out a couple times or something. I didn't do that. That was not me. I can tell you that for a fact, but the others, I'm gonna put close-up pictures here of them, but they all kind of have that deep embedding in them. They do have some scuffs and stuff that maybe they weren't done with super care or whatever, but we got a good block to start with. And there's the old pan. It's still a good pan. They kind of did some bending on it right there, but I'm not really, maybe that was for the pickup tube, just to be sure it would miss. It was plenty far away from the crankshaft, so it's not a big deal. But it's a great pan, but it's probably bad for this application, especially if you're going dual lines. But here's the car again. It's fairly lightweight, and Drew's been working away on it, gathering parts and everything over the last couple of years. It's been 580s. I know it'll do better than that now with the recent upgrades. There's the Cope. I think that's the 800 to 1,000 horsepower kit from Cope or Racing Transmissions. Got all that stuff last Black Friday. So, it's got the Cope trans brake valve body in it, so it's ready to go for anything we can throw at it. But maybe next video I can show you the 440-1 heads and the before and after flow numbers that we got them back from Kuntz and Company, kind of see how they improved. But I'll try to see what Drew's final thoughts are on it. What's the final thoughts, Drew?
Gonna change the oil pump setup. We're just gonna do the cam bearings, new cam, throw the heads on it. Hopefully it'll be 100%.
We'll put the muscle back in the motor.
That's it.
There you go.
Making 440s great again.
All right, Mopar people.